Understanding maximum beam span.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's topic. We'll be discussing a critical aspect in construction and building design, maximum beam span. Specifically, we'll tackle how to calculate the maximum allowable beam span for a 24 feet distance under a specific load capacity. Let's get started.
What is a beam span?
A beam span, also known as a structural member, is the distance between two supports in a structure. This term commonly refers to the distance between the supports of a beam or a truss in a bridge or a building. It's a critical factor in determining the structural integrity of a building, making its accurate calculation essential.
Factors influencing beam span.
Several factors can influence the maximum allowable beam span. These include the type of material used for the beam, the dimensions of the beam, the weight the beam will carry, and the type of load, whether it's a live load or dead load. Understanding these variables is crucial to calculating the appropriate span.
Calculating maximum beam span.
The actual calculation for determining the maximum allowable beam span is complex and typically done by an engineer. It involves understanding and using the principles of structural engineering and physics. It involves several steps, including determining the load capacity, the type of load, the beam material, the beam's dimensions, and using these values in specific structural engineering formulas. However, for many common scenarios like residential construction, span tables created by experts can provide a rough guide. For example, let's say we're looking at a common scenario with a wooden beam carrying a moderate load. A 2x12 beam could span up to 20 feet with the maximum load of around 50 pounds per square foot. However, this value can only serve as an estimation, as each case will vary.
The case of a 24 feet beam span.
Considering a 24 feet beam span, the exact dimensions, type of beam, and load need to be assessed by an engineer to ensure safety and building code compliance. Given the length of the span, the beam may need to be larger, be made of stronger material, or include additional support in the middle of the span. Thank you for joining today's discussion on maximum beam span. Remember that determining the maximum beam span is not a simple task, and should always be undertaken by a professional, especially for critical and large structures. Always prioritize safety and compliance with local building codes in your construction projects. Stay tuned for more informative videos on construction and structural engineering topics.